Here I am assuming that you are very deeply interested in liberation. Liberation, I mean the complete liberation. That is the thought, as I already told, it is to remove the thought from the body. This is what I call liberation. So then only the body is maintained. There is no direction for thought to function, or thought doesn't search anything. This is what I call liberation. And this is liberation for your body, as well as one of the harmful thing in this world has gone, that is thought. So we already discussed how thought has been devilish on this world, still it is so. And how thought puppetizes every human body. The whole human species and its bodies are ruled by thought, and thought is dominating this earth and other species, and also the human bodies. So when you are attempting to for liberation, understand that just one thing need to be done, that thought need to be removed from the body, and that can be called, that is, you are no more, and you are not searching anything. So it is not an attainment of God or attainment of some omniscient, all-pervading Brahman or something like that. It is just thought is removed from the body. That is, as long as thought is trying to attain something, it cannot die. So there is nothing to attain. And here I am going to tell why this liberation is very easy, very simple, but you are not taking the right direction. You are not approaching it properly, right, intelligently. You are 100%, full 100% you are capable of liberation. 100% you are intelligent enough to attain, to be free. But this process has been so complicated. You see, you are omnipotent, not God. God is your creation. That is why you are omnipotent. Thought is the only omnipotent power. In our previous meeting, we said thought is the only omnipotent power. And you can look at the earth. The whole earth is ruled by thought, by human beings and human bodies are operated by thought. So thought is operating the human body. Human body is the greatest destructive power on the earth. The only destructive power. There is no small destructive power, because this is the only destructive power. And thought is devilish. We already said. It is a mass strategy. Thought occupies every human body with its own concepts. It creates innovative new concepts for occupying every single body. Right? You understand? So every single body is occupied by thought with its innovative strategies. It can occupy somebody with the concept of Allah, somebody with the concept of Shiva. It can occupy somebody with the concept of Christ. It can occupy somebody with the concept of nation, India, Indian. So, and once the concept has come, it can operate the body, and it can also make the body kill. So thought comes into the body, with through a concept or a strategy or and creates an identity, and it can divide people and kill each other, make them kill each other. So the thought is this much potential, and it this much criminal and this much powerful, right? And but see here, this is the important thing. But thought, which is so powerful and so intelligent and cunning, and you have to see also one more thing, that thought has been occupying so many bodies and operating so many bodies through the concept of money, wealth, education, all this also. And thought is operating your body in the concept of by through the concept of liberation, spirituality, mantra, tantra, yantra, yoga. So it takes innovative strategies, and it is operating you through this form. So, but one of the important things that you have to understand is thought has rarely tried to find out how thought is cheating. You have to understand, this is very important. I am asking you and to do a new thing, that thought in your body, your thought in the body. I am asking you to find out how thought is cheating you. When I am asking you to do, I completely know that you are thought. So now thought, I am asking the thought to find out how thought is cheating. Learn about it. I am thought. I am thought. And I am thought, and I can destroy anything in this world. I am capable, 100% capable of destroying anything. You know how that World Trade Center was destroyed, killed, so many people were killed, Twin Towers, and Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Everything is done by thought in those bodies, through those bodies. Mind, thought. So, thought is intelligent and thought is destructive. These two things are true and factual, right? Extremely intelligent, extremely destructive. Now the same thought power, it is living in your body. This thought has to attempt to free itself from this body. And for this, it has to try how thought is keeping itself alive. That is, I am going to learn how I am keeping myself alive. Thought is going to learn how it is keeping itself alive. Since you are omnipotent, I am omnipotent, I am saying, for such a powerful thought, this task is very simple. So, liberation is extremely easy, but this task is not yet attempted. When you seek liberation, you go and become like a pet animal of many philosophies and masters. So thought keeps itself very alive through these dolls. So these philosophies, masters, everybody is your doll. You are playing with them. So the body, the thought in your body is getting many dolls to play with. So once you give so many dolls to the thought, it keeps playing and it's surviving itself. So only thing that the thought in your body has to attempt is find out and learn how thought creates strategies to keep itself alive. Find out how thought creates dualities to keep itself alive. Thought needs something in the opposite. Thought cannot stand alone. So all the masters that you are indulging in, that you are believing, you are following, you are thinking, you are practicing sadhana, you are repeating mantra, philosophy, all these are created by thought. This is how thought is living in your body. Why is still thought living in your body? You are attempting liberation. Why is thought still living in your body? Why? Have you ever asked? I have been attempting for 10 years, 20 years, but still thought is there. Because you are supplying the second duality. Then what is that duality you should have inquired? What is that duality? Duality is nothing but all these spiritual things that you are supplying. I am saying, I am not asking you to stop. I am just telling you what is happening. I am not teaching, I am just telling these things to you. Thought is very intelligent and it can easily cheat a believer. You are a believer, you are a practitioner. A practitioner, it's just like a sportsman, very monotonous. As long as you are going to practice sadhana, you are a believer of masters and you are a practitioner of some sadhana. So you are just dumb, because practitioner means a sportsman. You repeat the same thing every day. You are a machine. So thought can easily cheat a machine. Thought can easily cheat a believer. So you are a believer and a practitioner. Now I am saying, be active. Use your intelligence. Thought is extremely intelligent, but you are keeping such an intelligent thought very dull. So, find out how it is operating you, like it is operating the whole humanity, how it is operating you. It is it is not a beautiful thing, but it is an amazing thing. Thought is an amazing, intelligent thing, but extremely devilish and destructive. So, if you try how thought, I am going to watch how thought is keeping itself alive. Number one. So, number two. Okay, now I understand. Thought creates strategies to keep itself alive. And number three, only job of thought is to survive itself. Somehow survive itself. This is the only job. Number four, thought makes strategies according to your own interests. So, if you are interested in spirituality, it will bring spiritual things for you to continue. If you are interested in something else, it will create such a duality. So, how thought survives? Next, thought can survive only when you create a duality. That is two. That is, I is a thought. I am a thought. I need something to be attracted, to be interested, to proceed, to be engaged. So, if I am given a beautiful, very intelligent philosophy of Ramana Maharshi, or if I am given very beautiful, intelligent book of Khalil Gibran, or something like that, or Rumi, something like that, if I am given, I will get engaged. So, I will search what is there. So, thought keeps you searching, keeps you engaged. It gives a puppet, a doll, according to your own level. So, when you find out how you are operated, how you are cheating yourself, believing thought strategies, find out how are you being cheated by thought strategies. Whatever comes is only thought. Everything that is happening in your mind is thought, including your sadhana. Everything is waste. All that you are doing for the sake of liberation is absolute waste. All the sadhana, all the belief of on the master, all the teachings you are reading are absolute waste of time and waste of energy. Nothing will happen. The only thing that you have to do is completely destroy all that you are doing. Only thing that can happen is all your search has to end, all your efforts have to end. Hopelessness only can liberate you. Hope will only trap you. So, hope is thought. Hope is thought's strategy. You have to understand this. Thought brings hope for you. Come on, this new philosophy. This has come. This has come. That has come. Come on. Hope is thought strategy, and sage, saintliness, sage, great people. All these are thought strategy. We have already discussed spiritual vibration is thought strategy, pilgrimages, holy books, sastras, everything is thought strategy. Look, everything that you are doing is just psychological. There is nothing spiritual here. Everything psychological is just dream, just illusion, just cheating. Every psychological thing that you are doing will only damage your body and life energy in the body. Everything psychological is illusion. The whole spiritual search that you are doing is just psychological. There is no reality in it, nothing reality. Only the body and life energy. Body has life energy, body is living. This is the only truth. There is no God. Body has life energy. That's it. You will eat, you will rest and you will eat. That's it. But you are looking for something very big, Brahman, which doesn't exist. When all your search is ended, some more energy is saved for you. Lot of energy is, you are wasting all energy in thought, thinking, searching. All that energy will be saved. Thought is a complete waste of energy. The pity is we have never attempted in this direction. I am just telling in simple words, remove the thought from the body. That's it. The whole spirituality, I just destroy the complete whole spirituality here. Don't think about any holy book, holy man, so-called holy book, holy man. Nothing. Nothing like that exists. You are only perpetuating thought through those things. You are wasting your energy going to places like Rishikesh, Himalaya, Tirupati, Tiruvannamalai, everywhere you are wasting your energy. Thought is just puppetizing you, operating you through these places. You are no more special. Spiritual people are no more special or evolved. You are also operated by thought the same way anybody is operated by the concept of money, concept of power. All your life you are being operated by thought. At least when you realize this, there can be some maybe some. Some you will maybe, you may be less cheated at least. You will save some energy. So spirituality is a different dream, and not only just dream, it is a big business now. Spirituality is also a big corporate business now. Spirituality is a part of an evil department of thought. Thought has many departments: money, politics, nation, religion, caste. Spirituality is one of the evil departments to puppetize some so called good people. Good people can be puppetized by social service and spirituality. So called good people, right? Less harmful people. Good people means less harmful people. They can be operated by thought through these concepts. So, the thought in your body, I am telling the thought in your body to learn how thought traps, how you trap yourself. Learn that. If you attempt this, definitely this is possible. So, you are extremely intelligent. You should look at yourself, and you are extremely destructive. Both. These are the both sides of you. I am too extremely intelligent and extremely destructive. So you can easily learn this if you attempt. Okay, so we will continue in the next session.